Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a blenderized diet using a high-speed blender. In the past I've shown you how to use a stick blender and baby food purees to make a simple blenderized diet that is for the G-tube. And I think that's still a really great way to start. I think especially for people who aren't completely sure about whether the blended diet is going to be good for their child and don't want to put hundreds of dollars into an expensive piece of equipment when they really aren't certain about it. I always assumed that we would probably eventually get to this point, and we have, where we purchased a blender and are making the purees this way, or the blenderized diet this way. We actually aren't using purees anymore, we're using real whole food, and I have to admit it is a whole lot simpler and easier, faster, and I love that I don't have to deal with baby food containers anymore. But either method is really pretty good, but this is what I'm going to be showing you today. What I want to say first and foremost is that these high-speed blenders are nothing like a regular blender, and I really did not get that before. I thought that my KitchenAid would do just the same thing, and it's really not true. You can honestly liquefy anything using this type of blender. I purchased the Blendtec blender, but a lot of people swear by the Vitamix. I think it's just a matter of what your personal preference is. I think that they do the same thing. So we're going to get started by showing you what I do, and that is to put in my starch ingredients with some liquid, like milk and orange juice. And today I'm going to be using bread, because I wanted to show you that you can really just use items that you have around the house. This is white bread. Unfortunately, my older children, when they went to school, they discovered white bread and don't want to eat whole grain bread anymore. But shh, this is actually whole grain white bread. Don't tell them. So I like to cut off the crust because I think it makes a finer puree. Really don't have to do that. Break it up just slightly, put it in the blender, cover it with about a cup of milk and about a third cup of orange juice. I think, really the beauty of this blenderized diet is that you can do whatever is right for your child. If your child doesn't do well with citrus, don't use citrus. Just substitute one ingredient for another. And normally I would use kefir, strawberry kefir that I get at Trader Joe's. I like the fact that it adds a little bit of strawberry flavor. I like the fact that it's got the enzymes in it, but they were out. So I am going to be using a YoKids squeezer today, and that makes it convenient as well. You can use whatever you want. So I'm just going to squeeze that in. And the great thing is then that your child's diet varies, and that I think really is the beauty of doing it this way. Now I also like to add a little half and half for extra fat and calories. So I'm going to add a little bit of rice just to show you that you can substitute one starch for another. I only put 2 pieces of bread in, and I'm going to add a little bit of rice. It really will puree this. I'm going to add my chicken, which is just chicken from Trader Joe's. It's steamed chicken breast. You can use leftovers from your kitchen. You can just cook up some ground turkey and keep it in Tupperware just for this purpose. Really, you can do whatever you like. Normally, I would just put in a green vegetable, but today I'm going to just show you. Normally, I wouldn't do all of these, but I'm going to show you that I've got some raw broccoli, raw baby carrots. I like that they're already washed and ready to go. You don't have to do anything. I've got some frozen spinach, which makes it easy to just always have it in the freezer. Frozen blueberries, antioxidants. Peas, frozen peas. You can use frozen peas. Applesauce. I like to use a jar. I'm not dealing with baby food applesauce that way, and the blender does blend it up perfectly fine. I have applesauce in the refrigerator for the other kids anyway. Polyvisol vitamins with iron. Formula has some vitamins in it. This is how I get the vitamins into the puree. Not that you necessarily need it, because you've got real food with vitamins. Omega-3 oil, omega-3 6-9. And I actually use a little bit of fruit sweetener. But this is concentrated apple juice. You know, the hospital gave me a recipe and it included refined sugar. I would rather have fresh fruit and no refined sugar. A banana. I like to put a whole banana. Sometimes I don't put the entire banana in. And I think we're just a wee tiny bit short, so I'm going to add a little bit more, half and half. I've been feeling like she needs to put on a little bit more chub. So there we have it. I'm going to put the top on and squeeze it on here. And then the nice thing about the Blendtec is it has these pre-done settings. So they've got a smoothie button, and I'm going to push that, and then I follow it up with turning it up to speed 10 for like 20 seconds. And then we'll be done. And it's as fast as that. Seriously. There you have it, Blenderized diet for a day. I'm going to pour it into these 4 8-ounce baby food containers. I've got tops that I put on these, and they can go through the dishwasher. It's fabulous. You can make the puree or the Blenderized formula as thin or as thick as you want. Adjust it to your child's needs depending on what they can tolerate. And it's wonderful. Getting real food. And it really doesn't take that much effort or time. There you have it, Blenderized diet for a day.